So this I'm here with a date series of solving puzzles. So let's start with our first puzzle of the day. Okay, it seems the passed one on h3 is 2 square away, but bishop will defend easily after going to e4. So let's consider another move. There are 2 to 1 on queen side, so there can be a possible pass one on queen side. So it should hold to this game to draw, this position to draw. So it should be h2. Let's start with h2. Okay, it's black to move, but now king came to c5. So now beforehand bishop would go to e4 and stop that passed pawn, but now king moved from d4 to c5. So now we can go with king e5, and bishop can no longer go to e4. So it should start with king e4, king e5. Bishop goes to c bishop goes to c8, attacking b7, and also on h1 b7 diagonal, so it's able to stop the pawn from there. Now we go with our king and king to f4 and pick up the g4 pawn and create a second passer, so it will be connected, two connected passed pawns, which should be winning after that. So king f4, no. So another move is b6 check. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, so queen bishop battery is eyeing h6. So first move is there. Then will be able to enter in the position with knight g5. So first move starts with queen h6 check. King has to go to g8. Now we pick this bishop on f6. Knight takes f6. No. Okay, so we go with our bishop. I think it should be bishop g5. Or knight. on knight g5 directly. No, it's not. So the only defender to bishop is queen. So can we somehow uh, move deflect the queen from protecting the bishop? So yes, there is a move, rook e1 check, rook e8 check, and queen has to take. There is no other legal move for queen, and then we pick up the queen. We fork the king and queen with knight takes f6. So first we deliver check on back rank. So it's rook e8 check. Only move is queen takes e8. Now we pick this bishop with check, and I think it's a checkmate also, because there is no legal square available for king. So knight takes f6 is a checkmate. Let's move on to the next one. c5. It's an opposite colored bishop endgame. So we considering that the b pawn will be unstoppable after we sacrifice the bishop on f5. Can we first take this pawn with check? So let's take the pawn on c5 with check. c5, when it's not, it's bishop takes f5, and now we promote this pawn. So it's g6. Let's move on to the next one. Queen comes to g7. It's also pinned to the king. So first we deliver first we can deliver check on c8. So queen c8 check, queen blocked, and now we win the rook after end of the variation. So queen takes f8 check, king has to take, and now we pick up the rook on h7. Let's move on to the next one. Knight takes c4. That knight also defended by e5 knight, but is there any intermezzo over there, intermediate move? So let's take with the knight first with bishop. So bishop takes c4. It's not, so there should be something else. Okay, so we first this knight on e5 is the only defender of the knight on c4. So we first attack the knight on e5 with f4. It's there, so we pick up the knight. F takes e5. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so king goes to g7. So also we noticing that the bishop is hanging, but we cannot take at present because the pawn on f2 is pinned. So we first deliver check on f6, queen f6 check, queen has to take, it's a fork, and now we pick up the queen on f6 with check, queen f6 check, king has to take, and now we pick up the bishop on e3, f takes e3, and now we go with our king to stop the pawn. So king is f3, Let's move on to the last puzzle of the day. Queen comes to b4. um, it seems like um, queen also attacked the pawn on b6, but it also defended twice. The pawn on f f3 is pinned. So can we trap the queen with c? Okay, its queen will be attacked after bishop move to c3. So bishop c3 should be the move. Bishop c3, no. So it should be rook takes. It should be f5. No, it's not. It should be rook takes c2. No. It should be either knight c5 or knight e5. So let's go with first knight c5. Let's go with knight e5. So what's there then? Okay, so rook on c1 is the only defender to the knight on c2. So we attack because queen left that b2 square. So we attack the rook on c1. So it's bishop b2. Now we pick up the rook on b1. So that's it for today. I will continue this series for tomorrow.